The following operator training video on the Hobart Models 4146, 4152, and 4156 grinders is a supplement to the instruction manual that came with your grinder. If you have any questions concerning operation, please consult your manual. Your Hobart Model 4146, 4152, and 4156 grinders are constructed and designed to give long, satisfactory service, providing they are properly used and maintained. This training video will cover the assembly, operation, and cleaning of the grinders. The Hobart Model 4146 grinder is designed to grind 60 to 65 pounds of meat per minute first cutting through a 1/8-inch plate and comes equipped with a 5-horsepower motor. The Model 4152 will grind 85 to 90 pounds per minute first cutting through a 1/8-inch plate and is powered by a 7.5-horsepower motor. The Model 4156 will cut 130 to 135 pounds per minute first cutting through a 1/8-inch plate, and the grinder is powered by a 15-horsepower motor. Both the 4146 and 4156 have a 2-piece cylinder consisting of a bowl and main cylinder, while the 4152 has a single-piece cylinder. All 3 grinders come equipped with a heavy-duty feed pan, which is available in either tinned steel or stainless steel. The special high back permits the loading of large quantities of meat without spilling. The tilt-back feature allows cleaning or removal of the cylinder without taking the feed pan from the machine. To tilt the feed pan, unlatch the clamps on the front of the housing and lift the end of the pan. Lift the pan rest to a vertical position, which then holds the pan in a tilted or raised position. The deflector clips to the attachment ring and is easily removed. Rub a little tallow over newly sharpened plates before use. Install the feed pan and the feed stomper. Remember, keep the attachment in a clean and sanitary condition. If the machine is to be out of service for any length of time, take the attachment apart, wash and dry all parts. Coat the parts with mineral oil. We will cover cleaning in detail later in the tape. The guard and cylinder are especially designed to protect the operator. Chunks of meat, cut to a maximum size that will pass through the throat opening of the cylinder, can be fed under the guard. Except for the variance in grinding rate and the 2-piece versus 1-piece cylinder, the grinders are assembled, operated, and cleaned in the same manner. For the purpose of this video, we will use a Hobart Model 4146 grinder. The 4146 and 4156 have a special interlock system that makes the grinder inoperative with either the feed pan lifted or removed or the bowl section of the cylinder removed. The grinder has a special interlock system that renders the unit inoperative when the feed pan is lifted or removed. Always be sure the adjusting ring is removed before attaching the grinder attachment to the machine. The grinding attachment is mounted to the attachment hub with a twisting motion toward the left on 2 studs. Tighten the 2-cylinder nuts with the special wrench that is provided. Reverse this procedure to remove the attachment. Install the bowl on the 2 pins located on the main cylinder. Slide the worm into the cylinder and rotate the square shank of the worm until it locks into the hub drive. When installing the knife, be sure to turn the cutting side out toward the perforated plate. See that the notches on the circumference of the plate fit over the pins in the cylinder. Thread the adjusting ring on. Knives and plates must be sharp and true for proper cutting action. When feeding the grinder, push the meat under the guard and into the cylinder, using the feed stomper only to dislodge oversized pieces. This is the quickest method of feeding because both hands can be used. When running meat through the chopper a second time, More speed is attained by feeding small quantities at a time than by trying to force large amounts with the feed stopper. The fineness to which meat is cut is governed by the size of the holes in the perforated plate, not by the tension put on the adjusting ring. If both the knife and plate are kept sharp, moderate tension will suffice. Warning: disconnect the electrical power supply and place a tag at the fuse disconnect switch indicating the circuit is being worked on. The chopper should be thoroughly cleaned after installation and before being placed into service. For cleaning, powdered detergent such as Soil-Ax or the equivalent is recommended. Do not use liquid soap; it will corrode metal surfaces. For sanitizing, a product such as MicroClean sanitizer or the equivalent is recommended. You'll also need a nylon bristle brush with an approximately 12-inch handle, a small plastic 2-compartment pail, a scrap pail, clean cloths, and a plastic spray bottle. Disconnect the electrical supply. Use the following procedure to clean and sanitize the grinder. First, mix 2 ounces of Soil-Ax with 1 gallon of hot water in the wash side of a 2-compartment pail. Mix 2 teaspoons of MicroClean and 1 gallon of cool water in the rinse side of the pail. Remove these parts and wash separately in a sink. The stomper, deflector, cylinder bowl, adjusting ring, grinder plate, grinder knife, and worm. Place an empty scrap pail underneath the discharge end of the grinder cylinder to catch soil particles and excess cleaning solution. Brush out large scraps of meat and waste. Dip the brush into the cleaning solution in the wash side of the pail. Then, beginning at the back and working toward the feed hole, liberally brush out the feed pan. Brush clean the outside and inside of the grinder cylinder, making sure to reach all areas inside. Wipe off the outside of the unit. Rinsing and sanitizing can be done in one of 2 ways. Either go over the cleaned feed pan, cylinder, and disassembled parts with a clean cloth soaked in the MicroClean solution, or rinse in fresh water and sanitize by applying the MicroClean solution via the plastic bottle. This concludes operator training for the Hobart Models 4146, 4152, and 4156 grinders. To obtain service and parts information concerning these grinders, contact your local Hobart service office.